Hello developers, welcome back to .NET Ramana. Today we are going to understand Async Await .NET. Okay. No confusing words, no heavy theory, just simple examples like talking to a friend I will discuss with you. Okay, just we will see what is Async Await. Okay, imagine you are at a home. You put rice in the cooker. Does the cooker ask you to stand there and watch? No, right? So you start the cooker and you go do other work. Yes or no? So this is sync. Sync means start one work and while it's happening in the background, you do something else. Okay? And when the cooking is done, cooker gives a whistle, correct? You come back and continue cooking. This is coming back is called wait. So you understand? So in so simple, sync, start work, don't wait. Await, come back when the work is done and continue. That's it. Okay. Why do we need sync await? Let's understand. Suppose your program is calling a database or API. That works takes time. If you use normal code, the program will stop and wait. Yes or no? Your app becomes slow, your website becomes hanging, your UI becomes not responding. But if you use async and await, your program does not stop. It will start the DB call. Meanwhile, it will do other work. When the DB call finishes, it will return result. So sync await makes your app faster, smooth, handles more users, saves server cost. Simple. We will say simple code example. Okay, simple code example I'm writing here. You can see that. So I am creating. Okay, just one. See. So async I created. Whenever we use async, await also we should use. You remember this. So I used this async add async call await. Now what? How to write? So here task delay, whatever you are saying, right? Whatever this task delay, it means so wait for 1 second, but don't block the program. But don't block the program. So where I can write is just doing this. So I can write here. I can write here because why it is throwing is I don't have async, right? So if you make sync, okay. So again we need to change this one because we are returning that, or else we can create separate a method. Okay, let me create public async, okay, task get number, okay, task get number. So what I do is I will cut this, okay. So what is that? So weather forecast not code because we need to return, right? So return, okay, return result, okay, return RETURN, return result. Okay. Now you observe this. So here async call one is going, await add async is going. So you can write another async await calls also. So while this is executing, while this is executing, it won't wait. Other task, if anything is there, that will also work. That will also work. That is the power of async and await. Okay. So real life example, making an API call will say that in real life projects, most async code is used for API calls. So example, if you see, right, just I'm writing that. So you can see this. See, task, I didn't create this user class. That's why it is coming as an error. Leave it. So in the most like here, HTTP call is slow. Yes or no? If you don't use async, the app will freeze. Using async, the app continues working smoothly. That's why I used async. If I didn't use, right, it will go get user because millions of data, right? So it will take time. So it will slow application. That's why I used async in the real time. Next, real-time example saving to database also you can see if you use the entity framework, almost every method has async versions. Okay, you always remember that whenever we use entity frameworks, right? So we always use async only. See, here I used database connectivity. Ignore the errors because I didn't create a customer class and also DB connection. That's why these are the errors. You leave it just for example. I am showing that here I am calling the database, but what I used async I used. That's why what will happen is if 10,000 users hit your API, async help your servers handle all of them without crashing. So you understand that how many users, 10,000 or more users hit our API. Async what it will do, it will helps our server handle of them without crashing them. That is the power of async. That's why very important interview questions they will ask why we should use that, and also they will ask how the async internally works. Okay, we will see that. No difficult explanation. Just imagine like this. Okay, you start a watching a movie on mobile. Okay. Meanwhile, you are eating biryani. Suddenly, you get a WhatsApp message. You pause biryani for a moment, reply the message. You come back and continue the movie. This pause and resume idea is async await in C sharp. Async await in C sharp. Now, when should we use async? This is very important. When should we use async? Use async when your code is doing waiting work such as API calls, database calls, file upload, file read or write, network work, long running input and output. Don't use async. Remember that don't use async for simple calculations. Simple calculation. So in Visual Studio, we've seen that how we can create this, right? So just for one more example, I can also create for you guys. So just async run I created. So where I can call this is where I can call this. So we can call here also. We can call here also. See. So what will happen? Two awaits are there. One, it will wait until this result comes, right? It will hit this and it will run. So whatever result come, it will return. Okay. Like this, we can do multiple tasks in the sync and await. The biggest advantage is a simple language. If you tell your program become multiple tasks like your brain. Instead of doing one thing, waiting, doing next, it becomes doing many things at the same time. Always remember, async is doing the same thing many things at the same time, doing many things at the same time. Okay. Friends, this is async await in very simple language. If you want any PDF or visual diagrams, so you ask me, I will send you data. So subscribe to .NET Ramana for clean simple .NET explanation. See you in the next video. Thank you friends, thank you all.